Actually, Borghini.
This is Borghini?
This is Borghini.
Really?
But you have to say it like this, a Borghini.
I'm Sarah Robertson of Studio Dearborn. I've been designing luxury kitchens for over 20 years. I've watched the kitchen become the most important room in the home. Every year, over 10 million American households renovate their kitchens. I wanted to share with you how to make that space feel personal and special and organized and tailored to you. This is Kitchen Confab. In the last episode, the cabinets were installed, the range hood was up for the first time for us to see, and the countertops were installed. Today we're going to be up at the job site talking countertop materials and applying the anti-etch treatment with Greg DiPietro from Rye Marble and Stone.
Hello.
Hey, it's Greg!
Hey, look at this.
Welcome!
It looks like a kitchen.
How are you? Good to see you. Yeah, look at the job these guys have done so far.
Oh, wow.
I know, isn't this great?
Wow, it's gorgeous.
It's so pretty.
Oh my gosh.
We're just like loving this marble from Walker Sanger. Like,
Yes.
oh my God.
Yes,
It's
I'm glad.
Calcutta Peonazza? Is that how you pronounce it?
No, I think this is
Peonazza?
actually Borghini.
This is Borghini?
This is Borghini.
Really?
But you have to say it like this, a Borghini.
A Borghini.
Exactly. Yeah, you could tell usually Borghini typically has really large gray veining, and it almost always has this kind of nice rust color mixed in.
Okay.
So that's indicative of a classic Borghini. Very, very nice example from Walker
Yeah,
Sanger.
and I mean, we love the way it just has like these little touches of kind of like the rust kind of running through it.
Yes.
It feels like history. So,
Yeah.
so this is so cool, and we love the job you guys did on the edge detail.
Yes.
It's just so pretty. So explain how you did this. I mean, I kind of know, I think, but let's hear from you.
Yeah. So let's starting with the edge profile. It was like the quintessential edge profile for many, many years and kind of faded into obscurity as everybody went more modern. Cut aprons, or these little lamination pieces, from right next to where the edge was going to be on the island, and then we glue them underneath after we profile the edge to give you that nice step detail.
Right.
And you can see that the veining flows through. That's because we cut the piece from right there and we kind of fold it right under.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
So you literally cut it and flip it.
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
So that's how the
glue
veins
Right.
can go through. We love doing these edges because we just kind of crank them up in our really cool machines, and I love the way it looks.
We did a really simple miter here
Yes.
on the laminam
Yes.
material. So tell me, so this is my first experience using laminam.
Okay.
I've used other porcelains, first time using theirs. Tell me a little bit from a fabricator perspective, like what's your experience working with it?
Performs really, really well, but it can be difficult to work. It can be difficult to fabricate. The reason being is it's very, very brittle. So usually the harder and more durable something is, the more brittle it is, whether it's engineered stone like this or natural stone like that. So Laminam is actually one of our favorite brands because we've just had a really good experience processing it, meaning where a lot of other manufacturers, we cut their slabs and 1 in every 3 pieces or so break, or we have a chip. This stuff seems to cut really clean, and you could see the miter is super crisp.
You would like almost never know that this isn't just a natural stone that you just did an eased edge on.
And that's what we like. It's its own thing. It looks natural, and of course, peak level of durability. You could put a scorching hot pot on here. You don't have to worry about it. It's never going to stain. It's never going to etch. So it's even more durable than quartz. The reason that that we always miter this is because this has a texture.
See the miter right there.
Yeah, you can see that. This is just our buildup. All of the porcelain is thin, so that's actually a really good thing a lot of the time. It means that you have to miter it for a countertop, but for a wall or a floor, slab shower, porcelain's really great because it's light, it's ultra durable. So it's really, 2 guys can put a giant piece on a wall. It's a lot lower risk and a lot more doable with the thinner slab.
Well, it's cool because you can use it as a backsplash too, which we're not, but we've certainly looked at it for that sort of application, and then it's so much lighter too. It's great.
Floors, walls, any sort of cladding, I think that's really where this stuff shines. Countertops, it's kind of becoming more popular, but it's a great product. And it's nice to have a mix of
Yeah.
the two, right? You can do your crazy prep here. You're not worried about it. You can entertain over there,
Yeah.
and it's going to be a nice kitchen.
But meanwhile, we're going to be putting an anti-etch treatment on the island as well, right?
Yes.
So
Yes, we're a certified applicator of the more anti-etch product. So basically what that is in simplest terms, it's a permanent sealer that also protects against etching. So a lot of people don't realize that marble is actually more dense and more stain resistant than many granites or other stones. The problem is that marble, the calcium in the marble reacts with acid and creates etch marks. If you ever see an island where you look at it or a countertop and you see all these rings and dull marks, that's actually acid etching. So what's standard is to seal a marble countertop. The sealer will protect against staining and oil absorption for a given period of time. It will never protect against etching.
yeah,
So
and that's what the problem is. So
that exactly.
how long have you been applying the more anti-etch?
We've been applying it for about 4 years, I believe. It's a relatively new product, but we've had great response and great results with it. What we're doing right now is we start with a calculation for the square footage. We carefully measure that out. We pour out the amount of liquid we need, and then we mix in an additive. Next step, we pour that on the surface and we roll it on very carefully with a paint roller. Then once that settles, you let it settle till it's like glass, and it's cured with a very high-powered UV light, so it actually will never dry without UV light. Now once that's dry and cured, if you will, then we sand the entire coating down or sand it to the finish that we want. So it dries very, very shiny. It
Yeah.
looks polished.
Yeah.
Then we sand it to either a low hone, high hone, or a polished finish, depending on what we want to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this is a complicated process. So how many
Yeah.
hours does it take to like complete it?
It is always a complicated process, but it's worth it in the end. Any given job takes at least a day.
In this episode, we learned about countertop materials and got to see the anti-etch treatment applied. And now we are ready for the next episode, which is the final reveal. If you like these episodes, you can follow along by liking and subscribing, and you can click off to the right to watch the previous episode.